For years, he kept it all inside. The pain, the fear, the truth. While millions of fans watched him grow from a teenage sensation into a global superstar, very few knew what he was really going through. Behind the cameras, behind the interviews, behind the headlines, there was a much darker story playing out. Justin wasn't just struggling with fame. He was battling something far deeper. Something he was too afraid to talk about. Something that involved powerful people, powerful names, and moments that haunted him long after the spotlight faded. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Let's rewind the clock. Picture this, a 12-year-old Canadian kid, oversized hoodie, strumming his guitar on the steps of a local theater. His mom records a video and uploads it to YouTube. Boom. Within months, he's catapulted into the biggest teen heartthrob the world has seen since the 90s. Justin Bieber was living every kid's dream, but he was also walking into a storm he didn't sign up for. Fame wasn't just flashing lights and screaming fans. It was contracts, control, and the quiet yet constant pressure from men in suits whose smiles didn't quite reach their eyes. And one of those names? Sean Diddy Combs. You might be wondering, how did the world's most successful teen star get tangled with one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls? Well, that's exactly where things get murky. Back in 2009, Justin's star was rising fast, and everyone in the music industry wanted a piece. But when Diddy approached Justin and his team with a proposition, things took a turn no one expected. Diddy reportedly told Justin, "I'll give you the keys to the kingdom." Whatever that meant, it sounded golden. But according to insiders close to the Bieber camp, it wasn't just business. It was something else. Something that felt off from the beginning. At the time, Diddy invited Justin to spend time at his home, attend exclusive parties, and join inner circle events meant only for industry elites. On the surface, it looked like mentorship. Behind closed doors, however, it seemed like something much darker was unfolding. What exactly happened during those years? Why did Justin suddenly distance himself from Diddy just as his career hit peak levels? If you look closely, Justin's music has always had hidden cries for help. From Lonely to What Do You Mean? Some of his most vulnerable songs reflect more than just relationship troubles. Take Lonely, for instance. A haunting ballad that peels back the layers of his stardom to reveal a broken young man, begging to be seen, not as a pop product, but as a person. Fans speculated it was about fame. But if you pay attention to the lyrics, everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a. It's clear that the sickness he speaks of isn't just mental exhaustion. It's trauma. And this trauma, as it turns out, may tie back to the people who were supposed to protect him. Fast forward to a 2023 podcast interview that shook social media. While chatting about his early days, Justin hesitated when asked who had guided him in the industry. He mentioned Scooter Braun, Usher, and then paused before briefly uttering Diddy's name and quickly changing the subject. Viewers noticed the discomfort, the shift in energy, the way his voice cracked just slightly when that name was brought up. It was the kind of moment that made you lean in, goosebumps rising on your skin. That same week, fans dug up an old clip
being
of a
flown around the country,
15-year-old
attending
Bieber
events,
awkwardly
hanging
standing
around
next
older
to
men
Diddy at
in
a
the
party,
industry and
clearly
being praised
uncomfortable.
for how well he
The
handled
clip
the
went
spotlight.
viral.
But behind the
Coincidence?
cameras, behind the
Or
stage
breadcrumbs
light,
to
there was a
something
kid
much
who
bigger.
barely had control
Within
over his own
hours,
schedule,
Reddit
let
threads
alone the
exploded.
situations he was being
TikTok
placed in.
detectives
People
pulled
like to
together
talk about
footage,
fame as if it is a
tweets, and leaked
gift, but
texts
for someone that
painted a
young,
chilling
it can be
picture.
a trap,
Screenshots
especially when the
allegedly
adults
from
around
a
them
now-deleted
can.
group chat between Bieber's old crew revealed conversations where Justin confided about not feeling safe around certain music executives. One message read, "He always said I was his project. Like I was something he owned." Another post claimed that during a trip to Diddy's mansion, Justin refused to sleep in the guest rooms and instead spent the night locked inside a closet with the lights on. Again, just rumors? Or is there truth hidden in the digital fog? Around 2014, something shifted. Justin canceled tours, was caught in a string of tabloid scandals, and seemed to be spiraling. But insiders say it wasn't just bad behavior, it was a breakdown after years of trying to bottle up what he'd experienced. That same year, he reportedly cut ties with Diddy completely. The two haven't been publicly seen together since. In his 2021 documentary, Seasons, Justin described waking up every day in fear and feeling like he had no control over his own life. While he never named names, the timing aligned perfectly with his silent exit from certain circles. And now, years later, he's finally speaking out. In a raw, unfiltered Instagram live session in early 2025, Justin dropped the bombshell. "I stayed silent because I was scared. But I won't protect people who hurt me anymore. There were people in my life who made me feel like I was a product. Like I didn't have a voice." When a commenter asked about Diddy specifically, Justin paused, looked away from the camera, and simply said, "I think you already know." That was it. The comment section erupted. The clip spread like wildfire. So why now? Why break the silence after all these years? Justin says he's doing it for healing. For others. For himself. There are kids right now going through what I went through. And I want them to know they're not crazy. They're not alone. His words hit hard. They're not vague anymore. They're direct. And they've reignited a global conversation about abuse of power in the entertainment industry. In the wake of Justin's revelation, other celebrities began speaking up. Former child stars, industry insiders, even artists who had previously worked with Diddy shared cryptic
He was still
messages
figuring
of
out who he
support.
was while being
Miley
pulled into a
Cyrus
world
posted a
most
photo
adults
of
can
young
barely
Justin with
handle.
the
The
caption,
decisions that
"We all
shaped his
saw.
early career were
Some
not
of us
made by
just weren't
him.
ready to
They were
talk
made by
yet."
adults,
Even
agents,
Usher, who
managers,
once
labels,
mentored Bieber
people
under
who were
Diddy's
supposed to
shadow,
protect him
posted
but may
a
have done the
now-deleted
opposite.
tweet that
At a
read,
time when he
"Protect
should have
the
been in
kids."
school or
Period.
figuring out life like
The puzzle
every other
pieces were
teenager,
coming together,
Justin was
and the picture wasn't pretty. For decades, Hollywood has had an unspoken rule. Don't speak, don't sink. But something's changing. Survivors are finding their voice. The public is demanding transparency. And the internet? Well, it never forgets. Justin's courage isn't just a personal breakthrough, it's a crack in a wall that's long shielded the powerful from accountability. And maybe, just maybe, the floodgates are opening. Will there be consequences? Investigations? Legal action? Only time will tell. But what's certain is this: Justin's no longer hiding. And he's not alone. With more voices joining in and fans refusing to let the story fade, the truth has a spotlight now, and it's burning brighter than ever. If nothing else, this moment has shown that even the most polished stars have scars we never see. And sometimes, the bravest thing they can do is simply say, "This happened to me." Now it's up to you, the reader, the fan, the follower. Do you believe Justin? What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Should more celebrities come forward? Or is this just another chapter in the never-ending saga of Hollywood's secrets? Backhand index pointing down, drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Because staying silent helps no one, and the truth always deserves to be heard.